Good evening, guys, and welcome back to my channel. There is a new year in front of us, just as a empty journal to fill with whatever you like. And this is what we are going to work with today. And see if we can clear off the table and make some fun decorations. I have just taken all of the small pieces that I had from my latest journal and just put them on top of each other on a piece of paper. And there are about 4 different papers on each and every scrap. And then I got another idea. I wanted to try to do round snippet clusters and see if that can work. I haven't seen that before, so that felt a bit new to me, at least. I'm sure someone has maybe done it before, but I haven't seen it, so I just thought that I should try that. So I put a few papers on them this afternoon, and we are going to continue and do also use up some different snippets of textile and decorate these with. And in the middle, in this little hole, I'm thinking about putting some tracing paper. So when you put it in your journal, you can put something under it so you get a pattern. Kind of maybe like a flower or something that will peek out, or some other text. Or you can leave it as a little hole. But I'm thinking that I will use them as top spots in maybe a corner of the journal. So I'm thinking that it's maybe better if it's covered, so you can use it as a covered top spot, so it won't get stuck when you put something in the hole. So I hope that we can continue next year, and we can all be proud of what we have accomplished this year, and continue to learn and to play. Try to let go of the fear that maybe our work isn't good enough. You know that you have done your best, and I always say be grateful that you can create, because that's not everyone that can do that. I have a sister that hates everything that's is anything with craft to do. So craft and create isn't her thing. So we are a bit different there. So if your craft don't always come together perfect, that's not the goal. The goal is to have fun and to feel that you have made something the best you can and had fun during the time you have craft. So if you sometimes do some small mistakes, just think that you have learned something new and grow with that. So don't be so hard on yourself if you don't think that everything is perfect the first time you make a journal or the first time you try something new. Instead, be grateful for the small things and take it as a bit of simplicity. Enjoy, and as we say in Sweden, it's the journey that is important, not the goal or the result. It's more important that you have fun during the challenge you have to make something. So let's try this. I used a tape roll and just took a pen and drew around it, and then I took a smaller one and marked the hole in the middle, and then I have just taken my scissors and cut it out. You can, if you want, you can do the decoration first and cut it afterwards, and that's maybe easier, and you can cut it and follow this line. So when you do the decoration, do them on this side, and then you can just cut it when you're done. It's up to you. You can choose whatever you like is the simplest way. So should we do one together before we decorate with the textile? So I'm just taking pieces of different papers, and I'm actually going to use my glue stick, I think. I'm going to sew these later on, so it's okay to use just the glue stick. I'm going to take a paper and put it under so we don't get glue all over the table. You can glue a little piece, or you can glue all at one time, depending on how quick you are to put your things down. I'm putting it in different direction. I'm not so picky with that, so I'm just putting it where I think it will work. Then I'm going in with my glue stick and check so everything is glued down on the edges. You can have a pattern paper to do your circle, then you don't need to feel that you need to cover up every piece of the circle. Maybe one more. Should we have something with some pattern on? So let's see if this is a few pieces more. I'm holding it against the light, then I can see where my circle is. So I can see if there is something that isn't covered enough. Looking for some more small pieces that we can put down. So now I can go in with my scissors and cut. I'm going to move these away. So we don't put everything on the floor. If you have a punch that can work, mine didn't reach to the middle, so I need to cut it by hand. You don't need to be so precise. We are going to put textile probably that will peek out of the edge of the circle, so it's more for fun, so that we have another kind of shape. If you don't want to trim it down, you can just leave it as it is. Like that. So now I'm going to continue and put on some textile snippets. Then I'm moving over to my bookbinding glue, so I will be sure that it will stick. So let's start with some small ones that are thin. And I'm going to cut them in smaller pieces, so they will work on the circle. I'm taking just pieces with different patterns and shapes, so we get a little differences. Just take what you have in your scrap box and glue them down. If you get your glue going. I left it a bit too long when I did it. When I tried this out. Now you can decide if you want it to go strictly with the edge, or if you can leave it and just let it take its own way. There we go. A lot of glue suddenly. But I'll just let this move it around and glue it down. You want the one with the dots. One more. So then let's go in with some thicker ones through those back. I try to leave pieces of the text so we can still see that it's layered. It's a bit difficult to get the textile to stay on the pieces of lace that are polyester. They are a bit slippery and don't like to stay in place. So I'm leaving that to dry and start over with the next one. This is perfect when you have pieces like this that you have used up most of the pattern and still will be able to use them up. some pieces of antique lace. I want to thank you all for all the comments I have gotten through this series I had on my craft calendar. I have also gotten a lot of questions about the giveaway and the textile that I chose to use in the giveaway. I have a lot of these old textiles. I have been collecting them for a long time. So I will probably do a couple of kits and put in my Etsy shop. So those that are interested in getting some of my monograms and old embroideries can get them. I feel that I have so many that I can actually share with you all, so you also can get them. So something like that. Should we have something more? Maybe some of these small flowers could be cute. That's nice. A bit of shiny flowers that are kind of brighten it up a bit. I'm thinking I will use some of my textile roses also on these ones. Maybe it could be like there. So let's do one more. Maybe we can use some cheesecloth also. Cheesecloth is never wrong. Stay. See if I have any of my white roses nearby. Yes, here we are. So I'm thinking I could maybe put some kits together with old book paper and some embroideries and lace and maybe some of these roses, so that you can choose and maybe do them by color. I have eco-dyed textile and roses, so I have a lot of different colors. So that maybe could be something I can do for all of you that has asked me for where to get it. I'm just random putting them down, so taking back the first one and putting on some of the roses now that it has dried a bit. Okay, these are going to dry and I will sew them, and then I will be back so that we can put on the tracing paper on the back of them, so we can see how it will turn out when we have made these round clusters to use as pockets or maybe some tuck spots. So I will be back in a second. So I have stitched these on my sewing machine. So now all the pieces will stay in place. I'm thinking I'm just going to trim a little bit off so we can keep the rounded shape. Not so much, just the small things that will be in the way for maybe a picture or what we will put in the middle. So let's use them in some different ways. I'm thinking this little one will have tracing paper and a picture of some sort. So I'm just taking a piece and trim it so it won't be seen. Taking the edges off. Like that. And then I'm thinking we need a cute picture of some sort. I think I will go with this one. You don't need to have the tracing paper if you don't want. That's just, I want that feeling. You can also kind of do like this right away. But something told me that this would be kind of a nice feeling to have. that down. And then we are going to glue all of this down on top of the picture. And then I'm taking my scissors and trim it down so it won't be seen outside the edge. Going for a little bit of distress. Now we can put it in a corner of a page without any problems, and it will be used as a little cute top spot. That was number 1. Then I'm going for some textile stay to back the other one of the other ones. Doing the same with this, I will keep the rounded shape. So I'm just trimming the pieces off that will stick out. Sometimes I will and sometimes I won't. But this time I want to really keep the rounded shape. Then I'm thinking maybe we could have a textile flower. I have this embroidery with a flower. That could be cute. I'm just dressing the edges a little bit before I put it down. It's easier before we put it on the textile. Not so much, just that feeling that it's not totally white. So then I will take this and glue it on the back of the circle, and then it will go on to the textile, so we can use it as a pocket. So I'm just trimming this down a little bit so it won't be too big for the circle, so that we can glue it down without any troubles. Kind of perfect for that flower. Putting glue on the edges. And then I need to decide which way I want it. and gluing it down on the back. And we maybe, if you want a pocket that are like a square, you can use paper or textile. But if you still want it round, you can just take something that you can cover up the textile so it won't be kind of get stuck when you put something in it. So doing the same again, so we get a whole piece on the back so it won't be disturbing, and the things we put in it will get stuck. Then you can decide if you want it kind of right by the edge, or you can do like this, cut a little bit and let that be seen outside the circle. And then I'm just checking so all of the edges are glued down properly. Distressing it and try to put a bit of threads peeking out so it looks a bit more like it's old and used and distressed. So the last one. Cutting off the pieces that will cover up the circle. Should we have a little child, or should we have this lady, or should we maybe have some flowers? No, not the flowers, that will be too much. But I actually like that, going with the color. a bit of distress on the edges. And then this on top of the girl. This time I'm cutting right by the edge, just so that we can have different ways, so you can see the options. Have this little piece with some no, don't like that. So I'm thinking gold. Now I need to move this box before I put it on the floor. Almost did that now. Need some more space. Okay. I need to glue that a little bit more. forget to check that before I took the gold, but that worked anyway, so that's okay. Something like that. And a few dots on these edges too. Not everywhere, just here and there. Something. So that will be it for today. So let's see what we have. The one with the girl, or the prayer card, and a bit of gold. And the other prayer card. Also cute. And then we have the one with the embroidered flower. So snippet circles, should we call them that maybe? Or maybe snippet wheels, as they look like a wheel before we put something in the middle. So snippet wheels it will be. So from my little corner of the world, I wish you all a happy new year, and see you on the other side with some more craft, of course. So happy new year from Sweden. Bye bye.